The body grows fragile, the spirit feels heavy, and the world seems to move on without you. This is not a destination, but a disconnection from the strength that has always been yours. Most people will only hear the names of the foods, but they will miss the true method of transformation. The final part is not about what you eat, but how you reclaim your structure. To skip it is to choose frailty as your future solid foundation. We must first ask a question. What is a body? Is it merely a collection of parts, a machine that wears down with time? Or is it a living structure, a home for our awareness that requires constant, mindful maintenance? The modern world often teaches us to see it as the machine. When a part breaks, we seek to replace it or patch it. When the structure weakens, as it does with the loss of muscle in our later years, we look for a fast solution, a magic ingredient. But the foundation of a temple is not built with magic. It is built with simple, strong materials placed with intention one by one. The weakening we call sarcopenia is not just a loss of muscle. It is a weakening of the very foundation of our physical existence. It is a sign that the connection between our intention and our physical structure has become unclear. To rebuild this, we do not start with complexity. We start with the most basic, most fundamental elements of nourishment. This is why our first point of focus is not a rare or exotic food, but one of profound simplicity, one that represents the very essence of building material. Think of it as the foundational stone. This substance is humble, pure, and uncomplicated. In some cultures, it is known as quark. In others, a simple cottage cheese. Its value is not in its exciting flavor or its complex preparation, but in its essential nature. It is almost pure protein, specifically casein, which the body absorbs slowly, deliberately. This is not a quick burst of energy that vanishes. It is a steady supply of building blocks, released over many hours. This mirrors the proper way to build anything of lasting value. You do not construct a strong wall by throwing bricks at it. You lay each brick with care, with patience, allowing the mortar to set. This food teaches us this principle. By consuming it, we are not just feeding the muscle. We are reminding the body of the rhythm of slow, steady construction. We are communicating a message of stability and patience to our own physical form. It is an act of grounding, a return to the earth. When the world outside is chaotic and fast, we must create an inner world of stability and calm. This begins with the very nourishment we choose. The mind must be involved in this process. If you eat this food with a distracted mind while watching television or worrying about the future, its benefit is diminished. You have provided the materials, but you have not provided the architect's plan. The intention is the plan. Before you eat, take a moment. See the food not as a mere substance, but as a partner in your reconstruction. Acknowledge its purpose. You are not just filling a void in your stomach, you are consciously rebuilding the temple of your body. This mindful act of eating transforms the food. It aligns your inner energy, your awareness, with the physical process of digestion and assimilation. The body is intelligent, it responds to our intention. When you provide these simple, pure building blocks with a clear and calm intention, the body understands. It knows that this is not just fuel to be burned, but material to be used for a noble purpose, the restoration of its strength and integrity. Consider an old tree. It does not grow strong by seeking complex, stimulating soils. It thrives by drawing simple nutrients and water from the ground steadily, day after day, year after year. Its strength is in its consistency and its connection to the fundamental elements. This is the mindset we must adopt. The loss of muscle is often accompanied by a sense of panic, a desire to do everything at once. We try intense exercises our body is not ready for. We buy expensive supplements that promise miracles. But this is like shaking the tree hoping it will grow faster. The true path is to return to the basics, to provide the simple, foundational nourishment, and to do so with the quiet confidence of the tree, trusting in the natural process of growth and repair. This first cheese, in its humility, is a powerful teacher. It teaches us that true strength is not built on complexity and excitement, but on the consistent application of simple fundamental principles. It is the solid ground upon which everything else will be built. Without this understanding, the other steps are meaningless. They become decorations on a crumbling wall. First, we must repair the wall. Patient cultivation. Once the foundation is laid, we must turn our attention to the process of time. Strength that is built quickly is often brittle. It lacks the resilience that comes from slow, patient development. The world tells us to value speed, to seek instant results. But nature teaches us a different lesson. The diamond is forged under immense pressure over millennia. The great river carves a canyon not with a single violent flood, but with a steady, persistent flow over countless seasons. To rebuild the body, especially after the age of 60, is not a race. It is a practice of patient cultivation. It requires a different kind of effort, one that is less about explosive force and more about unwavering consistency. Our second food embodies this principle perfectly. It is a cheese that is defined by its age by the time it has been allowed to mature. Think of cheeses like a well-aged Parmesan or Grana Padano. They are not created in a day. They are the result of a long, carefully controlled process. These cheeses are dense, hard, and concentrated. Their flavor is complex and deep, a testament to the transformation they have undergone. This transformation is a perfect metaphor for the work we must do within ourselves. We take a simple substance, milk, and through a process of pressure, patience, and time, it becomes something far more potent and valuable. Physically, these aged cheeses are incredibly rich in protein and calcium, but they also contain compounds developed during the aging process that aid in their digestion and the absorption of their nutrients. They are a concentrated form of nourishment. A small amount provides a significant benefit. This teaches us the principle of skillful action. We do not need to overwhelm the body. We need to provide it with potent, high-quality resources and then allow it the time and space to use them effectively. Eating a small piece of such a cheese is a reminder of the power of concentration and time. The act of choosing and consuming this food should be a meditation on patience. When you hold a piece of this aged cheese, you are holding the result of years of quiet work. It did not happen by accident. It required a specific environment, consistent conditions, and the wisdom of a cheesemaker who understood the process. We must become the wise craftsperson of our own bodies. The daily choice to eat well, to move mindfully, to rest properly, these are the consistent conditions we must create. There will be days when you do not see progress. There will be moments when you feel that your efforts are in vain. This is the test of patience. It is in these moments that the lesson of the aged cheese is most important. The transformation is happening even when it is not visible. It is happening on a cellular level, quietly, deep within the structure. To abandon the process because you cannot see the immediate result is to discard the cheese halfway through its maturation. This mindset of patient cultivation extends beyond nutrition. It must inform how you approach movement and exercise. Sarcopenia makes the body vulnerable. To approach exercise with the aggressive impatience of youth is to invite injury and setback. Instead, we must approach movement as a form of polishing. We are not trying to shatter the stone, we are trying to slowly, gently reveal the form within. Each stretch, each lift, each mindful step is a single patient stroke of the polishing cloth. It is the consistency of the action, repeated over thousands of days, that creates the smooth, strong, and resilient result. This second cheese, with its depth and its history, reminds us that the quality of our strength is determined by the quality of our patience. It is a food that nourishes not only the muscle, but also the spirit of perseverance. It teaches us to respect the process, to find value not just in the destination of strength, but in the daily patient journey of cultivating it. True power is not loud. It is the quiet, unshakable resilience forged in the crucible of time. In a fire, we have laid the foundation with simple, pure materials. We have embraced the long, patient process of cultivation. Now, we must ignite the structure and make it alive. A body can be strong but heavy. It can have mass but lack vitality. What is the point of a beautifully built temple if there is no light inside? What is the use of a strong arm if it lacks the energy to lift? The final principle is about igniting the inner fire, the life force that animates the physical structure. This is the spark, the element of activation. It is the energy that makes the muscle not just exist, but function with purpose and vigor. The loss of muscle is often accompanied by a feeling of lethargy, a dampening of this inner fire. Therefore, our nourishment must also include an element that stimulates, that awakens the system from its slumber. Our third cheese is not about slow building or patient aging, it is about this very spark. Consider a cheese like a traditional feta or a sharp goat cheese. Its character is entirely different from the others. It is not mild or dense. It is tangy, salty, and vibrant. It has a sharpness that cuts through dullness and awakens the palate. It does not sit heavy, it enlivens. This is its purpose in our journey. This food is a symbol for the activation of our internal energy. Physically, these cheeses are often easier to digest and contain beneficial fatty acids that can provide a more immediate source of energy and support for hormonal balance, which is crucial for maintaining vitality. But its true lesson is in its character. It teaches us that our regimen must not be one-sided. It cannot be all about slow, heavy construction. There must also be a place for lightness, for stimulation, for the zesty spark that reminds the body it is alive and capable. This is the element of joy and vigor in our diet and in our life. To consume this food is to make a conscious choice to awaken your senses and your energy. It is a declaration against lethargy. When you add this sharp, vibrant element to your meal, you are intentionally shifting the energy. You are saying, I will not be dull, I will not be heavy, I will be active and alive. This principle must be carried into your day. It is about finding the theta in your movements. Perhaps it is a moment of brisk walking, a few moments of faster, more dynamic stretching, or simply the act of standing up and breathing deeply, pulling energy into the body. It is the contrast to the slow, steady work. It is the fire in the forge that makes the metal workable. Without the fire, the iron remains inert. Without this spark of activation, the protein and calcium we have so patiently supplied may not be used to their full potential. The inner fire is what tells the body, now we build, now we move. This inner fire is deeply connected to our emotional and mental state. A mind burdened by regret or fear is a mind that dampens the fire. A spirit that has resigned itself to weakness cannot ignite the body's potential. To cultivate this fire, we must also choose to consume vibrant thoughts. We must find moments of joy, of laughter, of engagement with the world. This is as much a part of fighting sarcopenia as any food. The tangy cheese is a physical reminder of a mental and spiritual necessity. It reminds us that rebuilding our body is not a grim duty, but a joyful act of reclaiming our life force. It is the marriage of structure and energy, of foundation and fire. When the solid foundation is in place, and the patient cultivation is a daily practice, the introduction of this inner fire creates a truly resilient and living strength. It is a strength that is not just for show, but for living, for engaging, for experiencing the world with the fullness of your being. The journey to reclaim your physical power is not found in a list of foods, but in the understanding of principles. The cheeses are merely symbols, pointers to a deeper truth. The solid foundation of simple, pure nourishment. The patient cultivation that honors the wisdom of time. The inner fire that brings your structure to life. These are not separate steps, but a harmonious dance. You are the architect, the craftsperson, and the keeper of the flame. The strength you seek is not something you have lost, but something waiting to be reawakened through conscious, mindful action. It begins not on the plate, but in the clarity of your own intention. Which principle, the foundation, the cultivation, or the fire resonates most with your journey right now?